Hi. This is a video about Post, so let me put Post up on the screen instead of my face. So Post.News, new social network, pretty cool. I really like that it feels like a writing platform. This is my profile. I'll go over a couple of things here, I guess, while I'm here. You have your post count, your number of followers, your number of following people. Then you have a list of all your links. I see links that I don't have filled out because I'm the creator of the account or I'm the owner of the specific account. But if this weren't my account and I was looking at it, I would only see the ones that I'd actually filled out. And you can fill those things out by clicking on them and then inputting all of those. I've reached out to Noam and he's given me an affirmative answer that in the future there will be a Spotify link and a podcast link for Apple Podcasts, but not yet. It's not on their priority list for obvious reasons. When you edit your profile, just a real quick edit, pretty basic, easy, simple, nothing in the way, which I really like. They've kept this very clean. I don't like busy stuff, and this feels very minimalist to me. You can put links in your profile in addition to the links that you have listed here. So link to my podcast, support my writing, those kinds of things. And then you have a list of all your posts. Now, this isn't filled out yet, but eventually, somewhat in the vein of Twitter, you can see your posts and replies, and you can see posts that you've added that have media connected to them. Right now, you can share YouTube links and stuff like that, and it will embed in the post, but there's no live video. They're going to bring it, but it's not a priority right now. Right now, they have like 300,000 people on a wait list, and their priority is getting those people in. So getting the app to be as stable as possible so they can do that. As far as I know, it's a pretty small team. I think there's fewer than 20 people. It might even be less than that. The feed is kind of where all the action is. It's split into two sections, Explore and the people you follow. It is listed in most recent to least recent, so things are happening on Post literally all the time. Apparently, Jesus is bored. If I refresh this, I promise you there's been a post since 2 seconds ago. People are posting like absolutely crazy. I think at the moment there are something like 50 to 80,000 people on the platform. It's going up every day. So just there's a lot going on. People are really using this. Some big names here like Seth Abrams is a name I know a lot of people know. And then there are some people here who, like me, not important people, just regular people who, are looking for an alternative to Twitter. And then there's the following tab, which is the people you're following, also sorted most recent to least recent. If you click here, you can see a slide-out menu, which is the ability to install the app. That's not really an app because this is a progressive web app, so it's really just a shortcut for your iPhone or your desktop or whatever. You have some other options over here like your profile, your followers and follows, payments. So if I go to payments, I can see how many people have tipped me for things. So if I drop this down, I can see that this user tipped me 50 points. 1 point is 1 cent, so 50 points is 50 cents. 100 points is $1, et cetera, et cetera. You can see that I purchased some points. You can also you can add points with your debit card, and now you know the last 4 of my debit. Please don't steal it. I guess you probably need them all to do that. Settings, you have a wallet. I just showed you that. Deposits, we'll show you your deposit history. There's not yet a way to withdraw your funds, but I imagine that's coming because you'll want to be able to take your money out. I don't think it's just meant to be an on-platform currency, and it is in U.S. dollars. Like I said, 1 point is 1 cent. So that's cool. If I want to create a post, I'll just go to the home page. And I'll click down here on the little pencil icon. And I can now it uses Markdown, which is really cool. So initially, if you have a very short post, it's not going to give you a title necessarily. But as soon as you pass a certain character count, it will pop a title up there. So if you're doing a short post, you aren't going to have a title associated with your post. But if you're doing a longer one, you'll get this title option. And like I said, it allows you to use Markdown. So hashtag space is H1, hashtag space is H2, hashtag space is H3, et cetera, et cetera. If you know Markdown, that's cool. The Markdown doesn't always work, and I think that's just because it's a little buggy. Like, it can be kind of hard to insert a link. So a suggestion I've made, for example, is it's great that this toolbar up here has some commonly used things like bold and italicize, so you don't have to learn Markdown to format your posts, quoting and bullets and such. I've suggested to Gnome maybe that we could add some additional things up here that are common, like highlights or things like that, like having a drop down for header style or paragraph text or header text, that kind of thing. Don't know if he's going to do it. I'm a nobody, but he and I had a brief conversation about it, and he seemed interested. You can insert images. Of course, that just failed because I'm doing a demo. So I'll try that one more time. So it uploads pretty fast. You can remove it and add another one if you want, or you can click it and hit delete. You can also, if you put a link in here, google.com, sometimes what it does is it puts a link as an attachment to the post, but it's not doing that in this case. And I'm not entirely sure if that's because I have media attached to it already and I can only have one kind of media attached. Like, let's see what happens if I delete that and I type tannercampbell.net. Still doesn't let me put a link in there. And you could use the Markdown to make this a link, but like I said, it doesn't always work. So it's a little bit buggy. What else can you do in a post? Oh, you have your settings. So you can make a post paid. In fact, let me do that. Let me go to a lorem ipsum kind of thing. Lipsum generator. And let's do, like, sure, 5 paragraphs of text will do just fine, I'm sure. We'll just post this. Testing stuff. And I come up here and hit the gear, and I can make this post paid. Or I could make it available to only followers or only people that I've mentioned. So there's some privacy settings that I like. It seems like it's going to allow some kind of automatic shared post to Twitter. So if you have a Twitter, you can share your content to it automatically. That's cool. I'll go ahead and close this. I have never done a paid post before, so let me make sure that those settings save. They did. So now I hit next. I imagine it's going to ask me, there we go, paywall price. Post sets the price. That looks like an option that's coming, so that I don't know what they're planning there, but maybe that means Post is going to, set a default price for lock stuff if you don't want to specify one. The reader can pick their own price. That's pretty cool. Didn't know they were going to do that. So I'll say 100 points, which is $1. Promotion option coming soon. Oh, that's neat. Promotion in their newsletter, I imagine. Post subscription. So it looks like they're going to bring a subscription model to Post. Maybe like Medium has a subscription model. I kind of like that. External subscription. So maybe it's tied to something like a Supercast for us podcasters or a Substack or something like that. It's an optional donation or a tip or whatever. It looks like right now it doesn't matter what I select here. Looks all the same, but I can still modify the dropdown. Help us continue our tireless blah, blah, blah reporting. So that's a preview of what it's going to look like, I guess. And I could change it if I wanted to, but I can't because it's coming soon. Then I'll hit post. And if I refresh the timeline fast enough, hopefully I'll still see my post, you can see testing stuff read for 100 points. And then you can pay with your own points to access that content. Now I'm just going to real quick delete that because I don't want anybody to actually pay for that. And now if we click on a post, we can see, actually, let's go to one of mine because there's more content in it. So here, we'll go to one with an image. You can see the formatting's a little wonky on the side, right? The header doesn't have enough breathing. There's no padding here. This is something they could fix. Small details like this. You can see that here I was able to attach a link, and I can use hashtags as well. And I can add a link while still having an image. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little buggy. I've gotten 3 tips for this. That's cool. Below here, there are conversations. Now, the cool thing about conversations, they're pretty heavily moderated. So if I typed fuck right here, it would be like, whoa, now, hold on a minute. You sure you want to do that? And if you post it anyway, it will actually hold it for moderation. And at the moment, I think the people who are moderating it are the post team and not me. So I don't even know if I could allow that. It also comes up with things like weenie, because I have a weenie dog. So I tried to post a comment about my weenie dog, and people thought I was talking about weenies. So it held it for approval. Hopefully I could delete that. I don't want Gnome to think I'm just commenting weenie on my own post. Okay, cool. So if I refresh that, I should see that comment's not even there anymore. Yeah. You can sort by best, newest, oldest. My suspicion, because the comment section seems to currently not be tied to the actual content section, I think that's part of what's causing this visual nastiness here with the lack of padding. Because if I click on someone's profile, I can't actually get to their formal profile. I get to like their comment section profile. So I think they're using a third-party comment solution for the time being, and I think this is going to change. It does look familiar to me. It looks like something that Discuss might have, or some other third-party commenting system. But at the moment, you can tag people. So I could tag Richard. Wilson is his last name. Whoops. Richard Wilson. But here, notice it says his name, Richard Wilson. Whereas if I created a post and tried to tag Richard Wilson, it wouldn't say his name. It would say his username, @RichardWilson, which in this case would be the same, but there'd be no space. So right now they're two separate systems. You can also create links and format within the comment section. You can add emojis, you can add photos, and you can add GIFs. You cannot add GIFs to just yet to the posts themselves. And all the comments are threaded. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm not exactly keen that you can thumbs down. I don't think anybody needs to know necessarily whether or not you don't like something. They can just thumbs up it. We have Reddit for stuff like that. You don't see your number of reposts, which works like a retweet, which I think they should change because I'd like to know how many times something's been reposted. So, for example, I know this has been reposted a couple of times, but there's no count here like there is next to comments or the likes. In your settings, you can manage your notifications. Sorry, that's wrong. Where can I do that? In the bell. You can manage your notifications. And it's a pretty good notification system. But like I said, I think this is third party. I might be wrong, but I think it is, and I think it's going to change. What else is there? The search sort of sucks. Really, all you can search right now is what's present in a person's username or what's the word? User label. So I could search Tanner, for example, and I'll find a bunch of Tanners, or I could search Tanner Campbell as a username, and it actually doesn't even find me. So it's not even searching my technical username. It's searching my display name, Tanner Campbell. And on top of that, it's not finding me, which is sad for me. Which is sad for me. But this is how it searches. So like if I search Stoicism, I would find someone with Stoicism in their actual display name and not in their content, because I have Stoicism written in my bio, but it doesn't show up. So the search for users sucks. They're working on it. I know they're working on it. Also, when you use hashtags, there's really no real way to search on hashtags. Let's try to find one here. Book post reading. I'll click on reading. And when you click on a hashtag, you get taken to a search results page that has posts with that hashtag in it. You could also technically do it by modifying this. And so I could say topic/Stoicism, and I could find posts that use that hashtag. And see here now I can see that people have reposted, but I was not aware, for example, that this person reposted this. And here I even seem to have someone suggesting that people follow me, which is very nice of them. And that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm missing anything. I know Ariel is also on this platform. So, here, this is interesting. Harassment incident on Post. This just happened. I want to update you. Well, maybe you could just screenshot this and read it yourself. I'm not going to read it to you. But Gnome and his whole team seem to be really, they're trying to check the boxes for accessibility. They're trying to check the boxes for comment moderation. They're trying really hard. I think their efforts are in a good place. I think they're genuine people. And so I like the team. I think I like the team behind Post, and I like the the platform so far. It's pretty cool. I got 182 followers. I'm wealthy. I'm wealthy in followers. Like I said, the waiting list is quite long, but I think they're getting ready to open that up in the next few days. That's the way Noam is making it sound. The way he's talking suggests that it's not going to be too long before they can let those 300,000 some odd people in. And I've even noticed people dripping in today saying, hey, it's my first post, finally in. So I think they're making good on that promise to get everybody in. So it's at Post.News. You can join the wait list for free. And if you're willing to deal with something that is very in beta, keep that in mind, this is very in beta, I would recommend signing up for it. So I hope this is helpful, and I'll shut up now. Bye.